Hallo, mag ik helpen je?
Hi, can I have
Waar? Roos.
no, thank you.
No worries, no round.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Ja, heb je wat ja? No worries. £4 exactly. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
you, have a good
Thank
day.
you. Have a nice day. Don't worry, it's just a coffee, not a burger. Because in today's video, I want to talk about fast food. Fast food has become number one. It's became the place to go where you don't know where to go with your friends, you go to fast food. If you don't know what to eat for lunch, you go to fast food. If you're on the road, go to fast food. It's become the easiest solution, but it's also the unhealthiest solution possible because all the ingredients are so processed and so transformed that the impact on our health is something that we don't realize, not only of physical but also mental health. But I'm not gonna say that you should never go to fast food ever again, that you need to forget about it and put a cross on it and never step one foot in fast food ever again. I wanna share the idea that you can go to fast food as a balanced diet. If once in a while going to fast food, why not? Because it's still a treat at the end of the day. We are living in a world where it's a big part of our life, or where processed food is a massive part of our life. And I'm not saying that you should never have processed food ever again, because we are not living like in the 20s anymore, where all you had to eat was non-processed food. We evolved in a good way. I won't say I would go that far as saying that we evolve in a good way, but the truth is processed food is a massive part of our life. If we go to a supermarket, you're gonna have more processed food than non-processed food, and that's a big reality. So I'm not saying that you should forget about it. It's still a treat, it's still something that we all like to enjoy. A bag of crisps, like some fries, a burger, whatever, it's still something that we should enjoy, but in moderation and in balance. And that's what I want to share. You think what fast food is? Fast food is full of high processed fat, is full of carb, sodium, sugars, but not like in a small quantity, in a really high quantity. So if you eat a fast food pre-training, you're gonna have a massive high because of all the carbs, and then a massive crash, and then you're gonna probably get some pre-workout to try to up you up because now you feel tired. So then you're gonna have a massive amount of caffeine that again gonna give you a massive high and then a massive crash. Getting that up and down all day won't be good for your body. And if also we think about what is in fast food, all of them is usually high in carbs and high in processed fat, and maybe some protein, but the protein are not good quality, the carbs are not good quality, you have barely any nutrients, and even the little bit of lettuce that you have is not good quality. You end up with really bad protein, almost no nutrients, like a lot of really empty fat are gonna feel a bit heavy, and your training is gonna be impacted. You won't have your best training session ever. The chances are that your digestion are gonna be working like hell to try to digest that food. So all your energy is gonna not be like on trying to burn muscle, but all your energy is gonna be put on trying to digest whatever you just had for food. Then you won't be able to recover properly after your training because you have no nutrient in what you just had. You just had like poor quality food that won't give you a good recovery and not gonna give you a good training. And that's the first point that I really want to point out, that fast food won't help you training and that it won't be a good idea. And fast food is not a good pre-workout meal. Alright, we're gonna go for point number 2, the impact on your heart and on your digestive system. I got here some Burger King, and when you go to a fast food, do you only get the burger or do you also get some fries? I don't think nobody goes to a fast food and only get a burger. Usually you're gonna get some fries on the side. And when you think about those fries, one, they're quite high in calorie, and two, they're only carbs and they've no to a little of fiber. So what you're gonna do is when you're gonna digest those carbs, you're gonna transform glucose, you're gonna have a massive insulin spike in your bloodstream. It's not the best, honestly, for health if you If it happens sometimes, you go sometime to a fast food and you get like some insulin spike, it's not that bad. But if you go often to fast food, it won't be the best for your health. It's not healthy for you to have massive insulin then crash, massive insulin crash, massive insulin crash. The best thing to do is to find some food where you get some insulin spike, because that's normal. If you eat some carbs, you're gonna have some higher insulin, but it's not to have that massive high and then that massive crash. So if you go to fast food, try to save yourself some calories and maybe try to avoid the fries, or maybe share them if you really fancy some. But having a side where full of fat, full of carbs and full of salt and full of sugar, it won't be the best for your insulin. And of course, it's not only bad for your guts, it's also bad for your heart. All that sodium, all those fat, gonna give some blockage in your heart, gonna increase your cholesterol, and it won't be good. Or too much sodium. You need sodium. I'm for sodium, I'm pro sodium, but the problem is the quantity of sodium. If, let's say, you're having some fast food like I'm having now, well, the amount of sodium just in that meal, I'm gonna put it here on the screen, the amount of sodium just for fries, nuggets and a burger, the amount is absolutely obscene. But if I'm cooking myself, you're gonna see I will put a lot of salt because I need salt. I am training, I need salt. But the amount of sodium plus like salting my meals at the end of the day will be so much sodium for one day. When you hear people saying like, oh, sodium is bad for you, you're gonna need to go on a low sodium diet, it's because we find so much sodium in processed food, and that amount of sodium is not good. But if you don't eat processed food and you put a lot of salt in your meals, you will never ever reach the amount of sodium that you will reach if you were eating processed food. That's something to remind yourself. Sodium is good, but if you eat processed food, yeah, of course you're gonna need to watch your sodium. But if you don't eat processed food, go for the sodium. You need sodium to be healthy. I'm gonna go now for point number 3. If I show you that burger, a double whopper from Burger King, how many calories do you think that is? That small burger. That burger is almost 900 calories. The small fries are around 250 calories, and the nuggets are also more than 200 calories for 6 nuggets. So if you make the count, you have more than 1,000 calories just for something that you will eat maybe on the road, or maybe that you will eat for lunch, or maybe just if you have like a little bit hungry, you want to go for a bite with some friends and you're gonna eat more than 1,000 calories, and maybe you're gonna have like a full fat Coke instead of a Diet Coke, and then you're gonna explode your total calories. Do I say that you never have to go to fast food? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's having the awareness on how much calorie we can consume when we go to fast food. Having a meal or a small bite with like more than 1,000 calories, you're gonna eat in one meal probably almost what you could eat in one day. And you're probably gonna have like breakfast and dinner as well, and maybe a snack here and there. And that's where it gets a bit. Why am I not losing weight? I'm not making progress. I just went for a cheeky burger and some fries. It shouldn't be that bad. It is, at the end of the day, it is, calorie wise, it's a lot. And that's why I say, like, look at the menu before and look at the amount of calories and try to find for the best option, or the one with maybe the lowest calorie, and maybe take a side off instead of taking some fries. Maybe just take the burger and like try to save some calories that way. For an example, if I ask you to eat 1,000 calories just of plain food, normal like chicken and rice and broccoli, or just normal non-processed food, and if I ask you to eat the same amount of calorie with processed food, trust me, you will smash the fast food. You will just eat it and probably still be hungry. But if you were eating the 1,000 calorie worth of non-processed food, you will be stuffed and you probably will struggle to finish the meal. And that's why I say, if you're trying to lose weight, if you have a goal in mind, maybe for a while try to decrease the processed food and try to focus more on non-processed food. And then if you go for a cheeky fast food or something like that, try to look at the menu before and try to look for the best option. And like I said, maybe take away some side, or maybe go for the higher protein option like the nuggets, even if they won't keep you that full, because processed food doesn't keep you full, because the industry made it by having that high amount of fat, that high amount of sodium, that high amount of sugar, that you will always crave it. It's become an addiction in your brain. It's made to create an addiction with the sugar and the salt. So if you eat it, you will crave more. But if you don't eat anymore, after a while, you won't crave it anymore. That's why when I stopped eating fast food, of course, not photos, videos, I sometimes go to fast food and all of that. But when I stopped going to fast food, I just thought, I was like, oh yeah, I will fancy going maybe to a McDonald's or something like that. But when after a while, I just didn't crave it anymore. And now it doesn't appeal to me at all, because I cut the habit and I cut the addiction of wanting to go. I stopped that signal in my brain saying, like, you don't need it, you don't want it, it's not good for you. I will way prefer having a meal that I made myself with love and with the product that I know what's in it than a fast food. And if I go to a restaurant, I like to go to a nicer restaurant where I know that the product are good. Why? Because I don't want the addictive effect in my brain where full of sodium and sugar and all of that. And again, it's all about balance. At the end of the day, it will always be having a balanced diet. Number 4 and last one, the impact on your mental health. That one is probably the one that means the most for me. I always fought for mental health. I always fought for the mental health right, because I think it's something that we are not taking enough in consideration, and it's like, oh, it will be fine. And we don't realize that what we eat actually have a big impact on the mental health. Of course, life and struggle and traumas and the past and maybe work, whatever, can have a big impact on our mental health, and I totally agree with that. But I think we don't realize enough how much what we eat and what we put in our body can have an impact on how we feel. If we eat bad food or food with a lot of process, with really low amount of nutrient, really low amount of fiber, and really bad products where the animal probably suffered, where there was an animal a lot of stress, where the nutrients are really lacking because of the way they've been stored and produced, all of that, of course, gonna have an impact on how we feel when we eat them. I'm not gonna lie, I eat a lot of meat. We eat at home meat every single day, and I wish I could buy better protein sources, but I still try to buy the best alternative that I can find, and I try to go for the cheapest one. I try to go for the most processed one. I still try to buy some chicken breast who is quite of a gooder quality. And it's, of course, it's not easy, because price wise is a lot. I know that food right now, the price just skyrocketed, especially protein, is just unbelievable. But if you look at the price of fast food, when you go for one burger, it's still really expensive, and the price you paid for one burger or for 1 meal into a fast food could make you at least maybe 3 to 4 meals at home if you buy smart. And to come back to mental health, if you eat bad nutrient, if you eat a lot of things with no vitamins and everything really processed, will make you to want more, make you to crave more, it will have bad impact on your mental health. The 9 impacts that could have on your mental health on a long term are memory problems, depression, irritability, sugar addiction, anxiety, hyperactivity, risk of dementia, mood swings, and lower self-control. All of that is not only fast food, but the long term of processed food. And of course, I also mean fast food. Why? Because 95% of our serotonin is produced on our gut. Because our gut is our second brain. I mean, we need to take care of it. We need to try to feed it proper food with a lot of nutrient, with a lot of fiber and a lot of vitamins, and try to treat it correctly. And that will also help our mental health. Anyway, in conclusion, I still want to say, of course you're going to eat fast food, of course you're going to eat processed food, because of the way we live today is normal. But so be mindful and try to eat good and healthy or healthier product. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.